You stand at the edge of the tank, staring down at 12 tons of muscle, teeth, and bad intentions. And you think, how did my life lead here? You're wearing neoprene that smells faintly of bleach and regret. In about 10 seconds, you're going in. Not to swim, not to admire, to clean. Welcome to your job. You are a shark tank cleaner. The janitor of nightmares. The guy whose job description starts with scrub algae and ends with try not to become content. The journey is perilous, but you keep going, trusting your natural instincts. Nice, you've made it. Right here goes nothing. First things first. The sharks are still in the tank. That's not a safety oversight. That's the job. You don't clean shark tanks without sharks. That would be like being a lion tamer who asks the lions to step outside for a minute. No, these are live animals, some of which evolved over 400 million years, specifically to notice movement, blood, electrical signals, and fear. And congratulations, you brought all four. You ease yourself down the ladder, trying to look calm. The sharks are circling already, not aggressively, just curious, which somehow feels worse. A tiger shark drifts past, the aquatic equivalent of a loaded pickup truck driven by a guy named Randy, who collects knives. A bull shark hangs back, stocky and confident, like it pays rent here. Somewhere below, a sand tiger shark smiles at you with permanent nightmare teeth because evolution thought irony would be funny. Your brain helpfully reminds you that sharks don't actually want to eat humans. Statistically, shark attacks are rare. In an average year, fewer than 100 unprovoked shark attacks are recorded worldwide, and only about 5 to 10 are fatal. That sounds comforting until you realize that you are voluntarily provoking them by entering their living room with a brush. Your feet leave the ladder. You're fully submerged now. Sound dull. Vision turns blue and warped. Every movement feels exaggerated. Your heart rate spikes, which is fun, because sharks can detect electrical impulses from muscle contractions. You are broadcasting nervous mammal in high definition. You get to work. The walls are coated in algae. It builds up fast, especially in large exhibits with bright lighting. Your job is to scrape it off before it turns the viewing glass into a green fog and before it starts messing with water quality. Simple task, except your back is to the open water, and you've been explicitly trained never to turn your back on a shark. So you clean sideways, awkward, slow, like you're dancing with an invisible partner who might bite your leg. A shadow passes close, too close. You freeze. Sharks investigate with their mouths sometimes. It's not aggression, it's curiosity. Unfortunately, their curiosity is lined with serrated teeth. You hold still. The shark bumps you lightly with its snout, then drifts away. That was a test bite that decided not to happen. You log that mentally and continue scrubbing, pretending your soul didn't briefly leave your body. People assume aquariums tranquilize sharks for this. They don't. Sedating large sharks is dangerous and stressful for the animal. Instead, facilities rely on training, routine, and familiarity. The sharks know you. Sort of. You're not prey, you're furniture. Weird moving furniture that occasionally drops tools. You clean faster now. You're in the rhythm. Scrape, wipe, check surroundings.
Scrape, wipe.
Nearly every large public aquarium has at least one diver whose entire job is maintaining predator exhibits. And yes, this is a real job with real training. Commercial diving certification, marine biology knowledge, emergency protocols. You don't just wake up one day and think, I'm going to Windex a shark's house. Your air supply hums steadily. You glance at your gauge, plenty left. You don't relax. That's how people mess up. A reef shark darts past suddenly fast and twitchy. Reef sharks are smaller, but they're jumpy. They don't like surprises, which is ironic because they are one. You flinch, the shark veers away. That little moment right there, that's your heart rate spiking again. That's you reminding yourself not to thrash, because thrashing looks like dying fish. You reach the corner of the tank where debris collects, uneaten food, fish scales, the glamorous side of marine biology. You vacuum it up with a hose, careful not to suck in anything alive. A shark's tail flicks inches from your face. You can feel the pressure wave through the water. These animals don't have to touch you to affect you. They displace water like trucks displace air. You think about how sharks don't sleep like mammals. They enter periods of rest, but many species must keep moving to breathe, which means they're always around, always watching, always passing by. There is no quiet moment, no break. No, they're all on the other side. Another shark comes in from your blind spot. You catch it just in time. You angle your body toward it. Eye contact, not challenging, just present. Sharks respect awareness, allegedly. You remember the safety briefing. Never corner yourself. Never let two sharks approach from opposite directions. Never bring shiny objects. Never bleed. That last one's especially important. Some aquariums won't even let divers in if they have a fresh cut. Sharks can smell blood at concentrations as low as 1 part per million, which is wild because you can't even smell the fear coming off yourself. You finish one wall and move to the next. Time feels weird underwater. 10 minutes feels like an hour. An hour feels like 10 seconds. You've been in here 40 minutes. You've burned through half your air. You're tired. Cleaning underwater is exhausting. Every movement is resistance. You're basically doing squats while holding a toothbrush next to a murder fish. A shark bumps your tank gently. Again, it's not testing, it's bored. Sharks are smart. Some species have been shown to recognize individual humans, which means there's a non-zero chance this one remembers you as the bubble guy who shows up with the algae. You drift upwards slightly to reposition. The sharks adjust instantly. They track vertical movement especially well. In the wild, injured prey often floats. You stop moving and slowly descend back to your original depth, silently apologizing to the entire evolutionary history of sharks. Your radio crackles. Surface team checking in. You respond calmly like you're not inside a giant glass box full of teeth. They ask for a status update. You say, all good. This is a lie, but a professional one. You notice a scratch on the glass you hadn't seen before. Someone dropped something last week. You mark it mentally. Maintenance note. Sharks don't care. Sharks never care. Another cleaner passes by on the other side of the tank. You exchange a glance, no waving, no sudden gestures. Just the shared understanding of two people who know exactly how bad this could go and choose not to think about it. You reach the bottom. The sand needs raking. Yes, raking. To prevent anaerobic pockets from forming, which could release toxic gases into the water. The sharks hover above you now. You're bent over, least dignified posture imaginable. This is when you're most vulnerable. This is when your survival instincts are screaming. You move slowly, methodically, one rake stroke at a time. A bull shark circles tighter than before. Bull sharks are statistically responsible for more attacks than any other species, mostly because they're territorial and comfortable in enclosed spaces. Like this one. You angle your body again. The shark veers off, annoyed but uninterested. You think about how many times shark tank cleaners have been injured. It's rare, but it happens. Bites usually occur during feeding times or when protocols are ignored. You're hyper-aware of every rule you're following. You are the rule book right now. Your air gauge dips into the yellow. Time to finish up. You do a final scan. Walls clean. Floor done. Tools accounted for. No blood. Still alive. Excellent metrics. You signal to the surface. Slow ascent. No rush. Rushing looks like prey. You rise, rung by rung, never turning your back. The sharks follow you partway up, then lose interest. You clear the surface. Air hits your face like freedom. You climb out, legs shaking. Someone cracks a joke. You laugh too hard. Adrenaline dump. Classic. And tomorrow, you do it again. Because that's the part people don't get. This isn't a once-in-a-lifetime thrill. This is a shift. This is Tuesday. Shark Tank cleaners do this multiple times a week, sometimes daily, depending on tank size and lighting. Large exhibits can hold millions of liters of water and dozens of sharks. And someone has to keep it clean so visitors can press their sticky hands against the glass and say, "Wow, sharks are beautiful." They are, from the outside. From the inside, they are ancient, efficient, curious, and entirely indifferent to your mortgage. So yeah, it sucks to be a shark tank cleaner. It's physically demanding, mentally exhausting, and constantly flirting with the idea of becoming a cautionary sign. But you keep doing it. Because there's something strangely peaceful about sharing space with animals that haven't changed much since before trees existed. Something grounding about knowing that for an hour, you're not at the top of the food chain. You're just another organism trying to do a job and not get eaten. And honestly, that perspective sticks with you. Now dry off. You've got another tank tomorrow.